What's up? What's up? Good morning. Happy Monday. Good morning, Shane. First to the beat this morning.
Where is it?
I know I can't find it either. Oh, there it is. Morning, Ryan 840.
I can't find it. There we go.
Sure.
All right.
Good morning, Nora.
Hi, Nora.
Good
Hooks was
morning, Ernesto.
lads, he says.
Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Son of a biscuit. Hooks was what? You about to say something?
Hooks was early today.
I like how you say that. That's so funny.
I'm a funny guy. I'm a pretty funny guy, Hooks.
You got jokes.
It's hard being the station funny guy. A lot of pressure.
I think we make people the funny guys around here, you and I. The conversations that we get to have.
Souther biscuits are best.
Southern biscuits? Southward. What's a new word? I thought I made up words or said crap funny.
It's so funny when people mistype in the chat.
Morning, Claire. Either mistype or maybe that's what they're trying to say. I love to read stuff. My kids, obviously they're going through, my boys going through like class, they're in school, right? And they're learning how to write paper, especially my 13-year-old now. And him not to have to, I read some of his stuff and it's like he talks.
What do you mean?
Versus like writing a nice paper. We have to like take some words out because it's like the way he talks.
Oh, I used to do that.
You talk like whatever you would normally say is what's going in the paper.
Yeah. Well, my problem was I would, how when you text, you shorten words like,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What would be WUT or like.
You used to put that in your papers.
Yeah, mom would proofread my papers, and I would have all this texting lingo.
Wouldn't that spell check pick up on that or no?
Well, it was back in the time where. Wow, now I feel.
Don't
old.
even try.
No, I guess there wasn't spell check or anything because they would have caught it, but it didn't. Yeah, that's funny.
I feel bad nowadays. I bet you there's a lot of that. People like writing, like you see in the commercial, the new iPhone commercial, where it's like he's writing something to his boss, and he goes back and like AI, fixes it for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. And I was like, well.
I was in like the 4th grade. Shirt update.
I have to ask the boss. I don't know. It's been quiet. I will ask the question again.
And speaking from experience, when stuff goes quiet around here, it's usually not a good sign.
We'll figure it out.
People need Christmas gifts under the tree.
I know. I flipping know.
Okay.
Once again, they got the clocks wrong. It's great.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like right now, we're going off the air. 10:59.
Can't get a working clock.
Not this one. That's crazy.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Monday. Welcome in the morning. Hookup, Bill Hooks, Will Wilson. Back after a weird weekend for a lot of people. Weird.
I guess, yeah.
Mine was like the hodgepodge of like 3 different days. All over the board. But welcome in.
It was a long weekend.
It was a long weekend.
Eventful weekend.
And we'll get there. We'll get to all the long parts of the weekend. The frustrations, the disasters, the fun. All of it. Maggie says happy game day. We'll get to that too. It is happy game day.
Some people are excited for basketball.
7:00 tonight, PBA. Happy game day.
Are you going tonight?
Don't know yet. I got a sick one at home.
Uh-oh.
So our night opened up. Originally, I was not going because he had his own basketball game, but he woke up this hacking this morning. So we don't have that tonight. So I got to regroup.
Your kids are some of the best at faking sick.
Probably.
I mean, they are pros.
I don't get it. I'm not going there because it's a sore subject right now.
Okay, we could go away from it.
Yeah, please.
I don't want
to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about it
on the radio. I don't want to talk about that on the radio.
No. Cut that.
Yeah, but we'll talk a bunch of stuff here. We got Nebraska football. We got Evan Bland coming up. We'll also look at our picks. Look at the NFL. There was somebody got fired this morning, by the way.
And he should be.
Apparently can't lose 7 straight. I wish that we'd also get announcing of another firing or something.
Whoa.
But we're probably not getting that.
Wow.
Or some movement. So just something to change.
Just something.
Yep. And again, we'll talk basketball as well. Husker hoops. College basketball is kicking off tonight across the country. A lot of teams in action.
And there's actually some good games.
There is tonight? I haven't looked. I know this is the kickoff.
No, there's a game in Las Vegas that's pretty good. Gonzaga, Baylor.
Gonzaga,
Baylor. I like Baylor in that one.
And we got Monday Night Football tonight, too. We got all
Monday
kinds
Night
of stuff
Football.
going on.
Yeah. Big week.
I'm looking here, Will. You're right. You got some. There are some games.
Yeah. And,
a lot of teams in action.
And we talk about it every year. Who's going to have a bye game loss?
Oh, we get to pick those this week, don't we?
Bye game loss.
That Baylor game? Baylor Gonzaga?
Yeah. What's the spread on that?
8 versus 6. Gonzaga currently a 4.5 point favorite.
I like Baylor in that one.
I like the games early on that have spreads like that we know nothing about. Because teams are always going to come out flat.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
Right. And now they've been practicing a lot, trying to get things going.
And there's some big spreads.
Yes. So we'll look at a bunch of that.
Let's go to the phones.
Go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the morning hookup.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
You drinking claws
already?
No. I got them on ice. Waiting for noon, which is really 1 now, in my mind. But, hey, guys, Southern biscuits are the best. Y'all knew what I meant. Come on now.
Did you have them for breakfast?
What'd you have? Yeah, see.
I think he just created a joke in his mind.
He did. He made
him.
himself laugh. Those are the best jokes, by the way.
Well, you know what a biscuit front has. Yeah, I had one this morning. But papers, reading is key. And I did 2 nursing papers this weekend, and it's therapeutic for me to write. So just let your kids know. Just take your time, make it formal, read as much as you can. It helps you. And Gators B-ball tip-off tonight. I'm going to the game, USF against USF. Nice. Here in town, actually. They're tipping off here. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Did you see the Florida – go ahead.
Well, I think I saw Texas A&M's playing UCF in basketball. That's kind of a big game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, man. I just don't want to go down to Orlando. I just don't like the drive. But, hey, real quick, I got a lot of things real fast. Florida-Georgia game. I wasn't one of the guys that got beat up by the cops. Largest outdoor cocktail party. Those things are going to happen. And luckily we finally signed the contract after we get our building, our stadium done. So we'll have the game again. The Georgia coach always trying to push his weight around saying that they're going to leave. I went to I watched the wake on Saturday. I watched the funeral on Sunday with the Jags. Got a pep talk to the fans and the players. Listen up. I love Nebraska. Listen up, boys. Pick yourselves up and dust yourself off. You play it in a university in the best city, and you have the best radio show, and you have the best university. Follow in the footsteps of the legend, Henry T., DDT, Mr. Osborne, Brooke Behringer, Tommy Frazier, and Dama Kasu, and Scotty Frost. Well, I mean, the Scotty Frost at UCF. If I had the talent to play D1, I would have went to Nebraska. Play hard and fast. You have a chance to make history. Don't let it slip away. My uncle loved the school, Benjamin H. Kantek. He's proud in heaven of you guys. GBR for life and in heaven. Woo!
Appreciate your Nessa. Good morning.
Yeah, let's hope that helps.
Golly.
That was a pep talk for the Nebraska football team.
And not to say that
let's hope that helps.
We need it. We need it after what a lot of people watched or said in the stadium. I just how frustrating was that? 27-20 loss to go to 5-4. I don't know where to start. Defensively, roller coaster. It continues, right? Defensive roller coaster. Give UCLA credit. Boy, talking about taking the ball early and coming right at us.
Yeah.
Saying, you know what? We're going to set the tone on you. We didn't stop the run. We didn't stop the pass. What a roller coaster that was. Not as frustrating as the offense that mustered, 3 plays and 2 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah. Pretty tough to watch. I think we all, when they went down 10-0 early, we were all like, okay, that's a recipe for disaster. Now we're immediately playing from behind. I didn't like that feeling.
No, the only thing I can say is they fought. They tried to stay in this, and UCLA let us kind of hang in there in the second. But because this thing could have been 40-something nothing. We got lucky.
Oh,
we got lucky to get 7
mm-hmm.
in that. Remember how that started, right? That 4th down unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
Big play, touchdown. I'm dumbfounded. Things like the definition of insanity is playing in my head. We keep doing the same stuff. And again, I'm not a superb X's and O's guys, but watching these play calls, it's baffling to me what we're trying to do. I find it real hard to believe that we have a 5-star. And again, he has not played well either. He missed a lot of throws. He missed the vision. His losing vision on the field. But we put him in 0 situations that are good. And now he's hurt.
Yeah, do we know what that is?
They don't know. It's a back.
Well, when it comes to Raiola, again, he didn't look good. But he's 18 years old.
I agree. And
I'm going to continue to remind people that.
You have continued to say that, and I appreciate that.
It's a very important fact. And, he's going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how beat up he was during the game. And, I was thinking about this. Tell me what you think of this. Do you think maybe he didn't think it was going to be this hard?
Mm-mm. I don't think you can think like that. Being 18, being a freshman, being a university that we know the pressure's there, but you go back and look at what our Novembers have been. We don't have time to think like that. That should not be applicable, right?
Yeah.
It should not be.
Yeah.
It should not be.
It's just a crappy feeling that you lost to a 2-win team.
Well,
and now
who's been playing well as of late.
I'm scared.
Man.
I'm scared.
This doesn't feel good.
Listen, it feels like last year.
2 picks, 3 punts. We only had 2 penalties on the game, by the way.
Really?
Yep. 2 penalties, two accepted penalties. They had 5.
They came out, passed the ball, and they beat us through the air. And
now
I'm officially...
We did make them punt 5 times.
Oh, good.
They had 358 yards of offense.
The pick 6 really lost that game.
Yeah. 322 for us, 113 rush yards, 209 passing yards. It just was you look at stats, and stats tell you nothing. We had 4 more first downs. We were 9 of 17 on 3rd down. 1 of 3 on that. It just was. It felt like the biggest digression of a team.
Yeah.
As of late.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when that stuff happened to me, you got to mix it up somehow. You got to figure something out. And again, I made fun earlier about maybe somebody's heads need to roll, jobs. Get a different play caller. Try something different. Do things different. Some of the passes that we're throwing in the routes that we were in should have been different guys in those routes. It's weird. Now we got to sit here and have to think about this the entire bye week. You look what's ahead of you. You got a bye week, right? You got to get back up off the mat. You got to figure it out and go to USC in 2 weeks.
Hopefully Dylan's healthy by then.
Then you got to come back home and do what? Play Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Then you got to go to Iowa and play Iowa on Black Friday at night.
This feels exactly like last season. And we didn't do it last season. Hopefully something's changed to where we can get one more. But if you losing to UCLA doesn't give you much hope.
No, and the pressure mounts. There's pressure mounting.
Listen, USC, it's a road game. Who knows? Wisconsin's always close. In Iowa, here's the thing. I talked about this weekend. If Iowa can figure out their offense, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the country.
My concern is the wavering support. If it continues, the doubt in the players' minds, the doubt in the coaches' minds. How do you keep it together as this pressure mounts, right? There's a ton of pressure down there not to repeat our Novembers as of late. And this isn't just the last 2 years. Novembers have not treated us well at all. I read a stat also, by the way, in Big Ten play right now. We rank 14th out of 15th in scoring offense.
Yikes.
In the Big Ten.
What makes this even worse, I was talking to Justice. Justice is he helps out on Hale Varsity in the afternoon, and he goes to UNL right now. He was saying to me how he was talking to some of the players last week, and they were all so confident. They were like, "Yeah, we're ready to beat their
I mean, they should.
They were so confident.
Championship mentality, but I don't know where that's at. Physicality and championship mentality are words that I've heard that as a fan you struggle with right now because they've had zero answers. And like I said, I'm not defensively. It's just been
up and down, really
right?
Weird.
1 week looked like world, but like last week, man, everybody, because I think everybody wanted to put that. Well, how do we look so good against Ohio State and then turn around and look like this? How do we come off a bye week and look like that against Indiana?
Hey,
things don't translate.
That interception.
Which one?
The one that when we were driving down the field to score.
At the end when the kick.
Yeah.
Hey,
Harburg came out and he actually. What?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I can't wait to hear what you're about to say.
I wasn't as excited.
There was 2 major drops. He put the ball where he needed to, and our receivers couldn't bring it down twice. That's not on him.
No.
He came out in
I just don't know
terrible spot, and I thought
it was a
pretty
awful spot. There was no doubt about it. Awful spot. I just look and I felt like I was where was it? 3rd and 8, and we ran out of bounds for a 3-yard loss.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
but there was 2 throws down the field where he got it in a great spot and they just dropped it.
I don't know how that translates the rest of the way out. If that's where we have to go, what that looks like. It's a tough time. And I feel like it looks like outside right now. I think a lot of people do.
I'm afraid. I'm really afraid.
There'll be a lot of chatter. Coach Rule will talk to. There'll be a lot of chatter. Obviously, there'll be probably conversations. How's Dylan? All that stuff. And how do you get him off the mat? And
well, thank God we're going into a bye week where he can get healthy.
Yeah, hopefully so. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more football and also a little baseball with Evan Blam, the Omaha World Herald.
More next on the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Boy, what doom and gloom. I see, Nora. Puka screwed my fantasy team win last night by getting ejected. Now I'm going to be sitting in the bar all day.
Remember when I was complaining that was going to be me?
You were 2 weeks into complaining.
Well, my team is coming together now, and I'm looking to be unstoppable.
Uh-oh.
And I am seriously in the running for manager of the year if I can keep this win streak going. But unfortunately, Nora's team is now I've passed my struggles onto her, and now she's in the cellar.
Oh, by a lot or less by a
no,
game
she's
or two?
tied. She's there's teams in the cellar with her, but
tiebreaker points for probably points scored.
Yeah, probably.
Randy at 40 says, me and the first lady are, damn it, Puka. WTF, are you punching a guy with a helmet on anyways? That's always the funniest thing.
Yeah, I know.
They punch people with a helmet on. Yeah, Hoop starts this week.
Yep.
Nora said she lost this week by 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
That is not good.
Brutal.
Towel.
Yeah, I would go to the game tonight. I got Dart League at 7. Right when the game starts.
Yeah. That doesn't work out.
No, it does not.
That's not conducive for Dart League. It's on BTN Plus on that, I think. They're streaming tonight.
They should get T. You know how they bring on a former Huskers to do the color commentary on the BTN Plus broadcast? They should get T.
T would be
although
I think
T
the hard it would be the Kool-Aid. It'd be the fan in him. He couldn't just sit there, you know.
No, I don't think that'd be the hard part. I think the hard part for T was the play-by-play guy would never get a word in.
No, yeah. Well, that's an important question coming in on a not Thursday Ask Will Anything. If we lose fantasy, can we please buy a new vape just for that day?
Possibly. Let's not think about that, though. That's not going to happen. You can't have it in your mind. Right, Hooks?
Sure. Yeah. Think positive.
Wow. The next stop set we have. This is crazy. Stop set is another word for a commercial break in radio.
How many stupid commercials are on there?
It's a 5 commercial stop set. They're all political ads.
Of course they are.
So get ready when we go to break. Well, I guess the stream won't hear it, but.
Morning, Greg. Spicy. Well, spicy.
Shut up.
Spicy. Hoops tonight. It's also my wife's birthday week this week. Started today. Important week.
Bam, bam.
It's my wife's birthday week, I just said too.
Today?
No, it's week. Her week. Birthday, I believe, is Thursday. What's the Thursday?
She gets a birthday week.
Yep, Thursday. We'll call her on Thursday. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Monday. Let's bring in our guy from the Omaha World Herald, Evan Bland. Evan, happy Monday.
Hey guys, good morning.
Oh yeah, how many days to baseball?
I had some people tweeting me over the weekend. It's 102.
102. All right.
I asked that because obviously whatever is going on, but man, that's when the sun usually comes back out in Nebraska.
You know, sometimes I'll save those kind of tweets if the basketball season's going poorly and people are ready for the next one. But I really can't recall with a quarter of the football season to go ever getting those before. So, hey, we'll just say it's people really excited for what should be a pretty good baseball team and maybe not the frustration going on the football side.
Yeah. I mean, looking back on Saturday, I mean, I described it as, sad. I think it's sad. The word that came out of there, I had a lot of sad Husker fans that were there with anticipation that walked away going, I think this team has died. That offensively, I can't imagine. Like, it has digressed so far backwards that something has to change.
Yeah, it's been rough. There's no doubt. I thought they'd get it done Saturday. I think a lot of people did. You know, UCLA is a better team than its record would indicate. Like, that's the one thing I did last week was look and see, okay, if Nebraska played LSU and Oregon and Penn State, like, what would their record be at that point? And I don't know that it would be that much better than what UCLA's is, but I mean, man, what a disappointing start with UCLA scoring on its first 3 possessions, a team that's really not known for its offense much at all. The pick 6 kind of felt like the backbreaker in the third quarter when you kind of regroup and say, okay, you're only down a score still. And, you know, you add to that the Raiola injury and some of the frustration with pace. Like, I can never remember a time when the players are like shushing the fans who are saying, hurry up and go faster. And they're huddling up and going slow. So, like, all that plays into it for sure. It was supposed to be the day you got the bull monkey off your back, and now you got 2 weeks to stew about it and you know, kind of prognosticate what these last 3 games could be. People are clamoring for change, and I totally get that. I personally would be surprised if that happens before the season ends. Matt Rule typically doesn't make those kind of moves in season, so it'll be interesting to see what he says today. I think how he sets the tone for a lot of disappointed fans will be fascinating. What's the path forward to change in these last 3 games? I mean, it's just the offense hasn't been good enough. It's been inefficient. The play calls at times have been head scratching, not all that creative. And so, how much of that's been a collaboration? How much of that has been on Marcus Satterfield, who's been, in title calling those plays all season. So we'll see how it goes today, but there's no doubt about it. I mean, the gray skies on Saturday seemed appropriate for what that final outcome was.
We're talking to Evan Bland. Evan, talk about the defense. I mean, we up at Ohio State, these guys looked really good. We come back to Lincoln and not so much. Why do you think that was?
I don't know. It's the big question, isn't it? Like the consistency piece. I think if you were to ask the defenders themselves, they'd probably say they didn't play up to their standard in maybe half the games this year. I mean, the Northern Iowa game was kind of that first sign of erratic tackling a little bit. Illinois was kind of up and down. A half against Purdue was a little bit sketchy, and then you have this game here most recently for sure, and in Indiana. So you just don't necessarily know what you're getting week in and week out. And I think the frustrating thing is when they're on, they're a top 10 defense nationally, just with what they've got on the defensive line, their ability to pressure the quarterback at times. But they're just too erratic. I mean, you don't know if this is going to be a good tackling game or an average tackling game. You don't know if this is going to be a week where everyone's assignment sound or not. You've had guys banged up in the secondary with Tommy Hill coming in and out, and kind of the rest. It's been erratic, and I think it's disappointing because you have so many veterans in that group. Like a year from now, you're going to reset your starting defensive line, one of your starting linebackers, multiple defensive backs. And so you would think there'd be a little bit more consistency there. Now, there's still, I think, time for that narrative to solidify with these last 3 games. The defense could come out and probably needs to be the reason that Nebraska could win games here down the stretch. So we'll see, kind of what this group's made of. But I mean, there's no doubt this has been the most, consistent piece of what the team's been this year. But even that, I think, hasn't been nearly steady enough for what they would prefer, and certainly what the fans would prefer.
Again, we're speaking to Evan Bland with the Omaha World Herald. Evan, talk about you can hear it kind of when Coach Rule talks, maybe the pressure mounting, or so much about the bowl streak and so much about our record in November these past few years, not just the last, during Rule's time, but about maybe how much that pressure is mounting for this team. And because, they got the whole state on their back trying to break this bowl streak.
Yeah, they do. And, Nebraska now 0-8 when trying to gain bowl eligibility. And 7 of those have come under Matt Rule. You went 0 for November last year. And now you're staring down the prospect of doing it again. I mean, that's not what you want. And you're trying to build momentum. And Nebraska's got all the off the field apparatuses in place for success. When you talk about fan support or academics or the new training facility, I mean, all that stuff's there. It's just been about getting over the hump on the field. And you look at some of the players that they bring in as recruits, 5-star players that have been on campus that Nebraska just hasn't closed the deal with. The difference there is winning on the field. And can this be a fun place where you come and you win games and you're in the Big Ten race and in the CFP discussion and all the rest. And you're missing an opportunity now, right? You missed an opportunity this week to get bowl eligible and to have some positive momentum. And you're going to have 3 more opportunities to try to build on that moving forward. And I think the other piece of the urgency in this era comes from the NIL and the transfer portal side. How does a poor finish to the season affect next year's roster? How does a poor finish affect your NIL war chest and what donors are willing to put out there to bring in talent. So like you have a window early in a coaching regime where you can really get that momentum and create belief and excitement. And it looked like they had it at 5-1, and now you've lost 3 straight. You have a bye week. You're going to be an underdog in at least 2 of these last 3 games. So what does that look like? That's kind of the battle that they're facing. And again, the story is not over yet, but man, it took a dramatic turn that is all too familiar for a lot of Nebraska fans.
It's very familiar, and comparing it to last year, we were kind of in the same position where we needed to win one more to get to that bowl game, and it didn't happen. I'm very worried that could happen again.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you go to USC, which is a different team at home than it is on the road. You got Iowa to end the year, and they've been dominant at Kinnick all season, and they were again last week. I mean, to me, it's that Wisconsin game, and I mean the Badgers are a team that are reeling, they're trying to figure things out. They're at 5 wins as well, so that very easily could be a game here in a few weeks where it's 2 5-win teams and one of them is going to go to a bowl game. Winner gets to play into December, sort of thing. So, but of course you have to factor into that Wisconsin's place in Nebraska's psyche in terms of winning 8 in a row or whatever it is now there too. So it's not easy, man. Like the Big Ten, there's no easy weeks. We'll see kind of how healthy Nebraska is here in a few weeks, if Raiola's going to be sharp and ready to go or not, or what the defense is like. But yeah, it's difficult. It's tough. I mean, we kind of knew this was going to be a tough stretch. You just would have hoped that by the time you got to USC and beyond, they were already at that 6-win threshold. And now you've got that pressure in addition to the challenges that these teams are going to have.
Evan, there was a cool moment at the game. If you were there, you got a chance to see a few former Husker baseball players back on the sidelines. And I always ask this question about sports because having Kate Povich, having Schwelle back on the sidelines, what does that mean for the Nebraska baseball program now that you can tout a couple of guys having a little bit of success in the bigs?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, what a cool moment for those guys to come back and get the video board treatment at Memorial Stadium and to be on the field. And I mean, they both had their first major league seasons. I mean, Schwellenbach's going to be, I think, a staple of the Atlanta rotation next year. Povich has been in the mix with the Orioles. Those are both postseason teams. And so that's good stuff. Nebraska can use that in recruiting as well. When you talk about development, you can say, hey, these guys were on campus 3 or 4 years ago, and now they're in major league rotations. And that adds just to the momentum that Rob Childress has going on and that staff has going right now. So yeah, I mean, it's a couple times now this year. I mean, the whole team got to go out there and show off their Big Ten tournament championship gear a few weeks, I guess last month or whatever it was. And then, yeah, you have a couple major leaguers who are back who can wave to the crowd. I know it's a cool moment for those guys as well, those guys are still in their early to mid 20s. So kind of a cool moment for everybody.
Speaking of that momentum, before we get you out of here, Coach Childress and Coach Bolt, they continued their success of getting some pitching help with the left-handed pitcher, Braxton Stewart. Talk about him, man. Sounds like he was a big-time guy for a while.
Yeah, he's an interesting addition, interesting story. I mean, he was a kid who committed to Louisville out of high school. He's from North Carolina, was a national prospect. I mean, he had ACC and SEC offers, goes to Louisville, red shirts for a year, which kind of surprised him. And then through some connections there, is going to play this season or this next spring at Iowa Western. And then he'll come to Nebraska after that. But just a interesting arm, interesting left-hander who's got low to mid 90s velocity, multiple pitches, swing and miss stuff. He sort of fits the profile of what Nebraska's looking for, especially under Rob Childress, where you can find guys with really high upside who need to unlock their command. And that's been the big thing with Childress, is finding repeatability of delivery and really encouraging guys not to nibble at the strike zone, but to throw strikes, to trust your stuff and trust your defense. And so this is a guy who has the ability, he has the recruiting pedigree, and Nebraska's banking on being able to develop him. And he's got the ability that if that happens, he could be an impact player for them a few years down the road. So just another example, I think, of the recruiting approach that this staff's taken. They're really leaning in and pretty confident in their ability to develop guys.
Well, Evan, man, we appreciate your time on a Monday as always. Take care of yourself. Have a great week. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Evan.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's a quote there from that. If you read Evan's articles, there's a quote from the left-hand picture that I'm all about. It says, "They want to win, and I'm a winner." Let's go.
Whoa.
I'm about that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's take a break. We're going to come back and jump on scores and all the news from the NFL.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
Is the holly that will be.
Turning you down now.
It's okay. I turned it off.
It's a great one. I appreciate. Thanks, Evan. Greg makes me laugh, by the way. Thanks, Greg, for tagging me on some of the stuff that you put out there. This one was something because last week we were talking about the Christmas stuff. It had a Santa Claus, an inflatable Santa Claus laying down, and a turkey sitting on it, and said, "Wait your turn, fat man." Got a chuckle. We'll turn that smile upside down, is what Ernesto said. Happy birthday to your daughter, Greg. He said his daughter's birthday is today, older than Mr. Spicy. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Mr. Spicy, huh?
Mr. Spicy.
I'm never spicy.
I tell my kids all the time, never use the word never, and always. Can't use those.
Oh, you use them all the time.
Because it's not true. You can never do something. Always do something.
You use them all the time.
I know, but I never use those words. You're always spicy.
Me?
See, that doesn't make sense. Are you always spicy?
No, it's wrong. It's wrong.
You're wrong. We should have a good day to get to some stories that we missed too today.
Oh yeah, I better start looking. Huh?
I got one written down. And we got a daily wager coming up.
Yeah. We still got to do top 3, bottom 3.
I got them.
Struggling to figure this out. Right
I know there's so many that I just want to jump into there.
Really struggling.
Husker volleyball, by the way, if you catch them over the weekend.
Wow.
Rolling. We'll talk about that. I hope we'll get a chance to talk about it, especially Friday night.
Yeah, wasn't that something?
Big time. Just they start on this West Coast deal now coming up. They're not. I think they're back like mid-November or something. They're a couple weeks gone now.
Get a little East Coast swing. Boys to men going on.
Not too high, not too strong. Good song.
Yep. They're last.
Yep. You're in last.
They're last.
You're last. Monday night football tonight, Will. And dark. There's a lot going on. College hoops, Monday night football, PBA, Husker hoops,
And Dart League. We should be the halftime show. They should, when they hit halftime, they bring out all of us darters and we just put on an exhibition for them.
No, I think they should just for at least 3 times this year, bring out the inflatables again.
Oh, those suck.
If something says low budget, that says low budget.
Not to mention it was for, one of the bigger home games of the year.
Yeah.
Even though we lost by
I could have
30.
I got 3 of those costumes at my house. I could put my kids in them, just run around the court like they did.
Oh, that was painful.
Yuck.
They better not bring them back.
I wish we could get a sneak peek into halftime shows. You know they're playing. I would like to know what they are.
Oh. Why?
I don't know. Could sit in my seat at half or go get a drink. Oh, welcome back in the morning hookup. Special thanks to Evan Blam, the Omaha World Herald. It's just that, we talk about halftime shows. Obviously, Nebraska ball starts tonight. Always pretty good halftime shows. Some have been really crappy. I would just like to know in advance. It'd be a timing thing at halftime. If I can beat the line to get another drink, or if I need to sit and wait and watch the halftime show. Be intrigued. That's always the thing at football, too, because we go across the street at halftime.
Yeah, I can't believe you do that.
I'm not watching the band. Sorry.
You're offending me.
I know.
You're
I didn't mean
offending
to. I
me.
said it like I'm not going to sit there and watch the band.
Hey, Jim Rome got canceled for saying stuff like that.
I
Be
didn't mean it in
careful.
a bad way. I'm just not that guy.
How do you not mean it in a bad way?
I'm just not that guy.
They work hard.
They do work hard.
They
I
work
give them credit.
very hard. You know how hard
it
it is to be in the marching band? I would know. In fact, I was
I would know.
I was a 4-year member of the Lincoln East Marching Spartans. Okay.
My gosh.
So I will stand up for the marching band until I die.
Does anybody else want to comment on the stream about where he's at right now?
About where I'm at.
Yeah. And this is that he'll DJ the halftime show and play the Spice Must Flow.
It's actually very rude. I was at the Colorado game, and the band is at halftime performing their show, and everyone's just talking and.
Oh, Shane, great
being
point.
rude.
That's a great. Shane got the comment of the day. Might as well bring the football guys back for another dunk contest. They can win at something.
Oh, yikes!
You want to see Spicy Will go band talk? He just went.
Yeah.
One time no. All right, let's do some NFL.
All right.
Let's do how do we do this week? I need to look. I felt like it was
You and I did pretty good. We both went 9-4.
Oh wait.
We didn't get to hit the Washington Giants game because we had that at 4 points and then pushed.
Yuck.
Dane,
and we were on different sides of that too, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dane and I. Dane, he wasn't here to pick his games, so we just thought we'd give him 7 and 8.
Yep. Tonight, Kansas City, Tampa Bay. KC, Tampa Bay. It's a big spread.
Yeah, we had it at 8.5. You and I are both on Tampa. I think I'm going to stay put.
I'm staying put. I don't do it. I can't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I am going to go there with my daily wager when we get to that point, though.
Okay.
I am going to go there. So,
all right.
Just looking at some of the score. Boy, the standings are starting to take shape a little bit. By the way, the Saints are done. They fired their coach this morning.
And I had a feeling
7 straight losses. They're done.
Listen, I had a feeling when they started the season, guns a-blazing, right? I mean, everybody was saying, the Saints are looking like the best team. They got the best offense. I knew that wasn't going to last. That happens a lot in the NFL where, like, the first 2 or 3 games, teams look really good because, I don't know, they prep well. But after those 3 games, it's downhill from there. It happens a lot.
Boy, talking about that's downhill, and we're loving every bit of it. Probably sorry to you, Malone, but you're as Dak Prescott. Even they think this is what he said on the sidelines. We suck.
They do.
I think that's what he said, and they do. 27-21. Cowboys lose another one, and the frustration continues to mount. Also, Dak got hurt.
Man,
that's going to. It's bad. It's bleak.
There's, the Huskers doing what they're doing is kind of putting me down, but I get right back up when I see what's happening with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I mean, they are awful, and they keep getting put on TV. I don't understand it.
Speaking of that, team that keeps rolling, they keep putting up numbers. The Ravens 41-10 with the Broncos. Derrick Henry another 100+ and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers have a day, 127, 2 touchdowns. They keep rolling, and they're the Chargers. That's the adverse reaction, right, of the Browns after the week. Chargers get it done 27-10. Jameis Winston 235 and a touch. Herbert 2 touchdowns. In that one, they get it done. Bengals make hay in a big way this week, 41-24 over the Raiders.
Yep. And news this morning, the Raiders just fired their OC and a few other assistants.
You got to go. You got to go. Burrow had 5 touchdowns, by the way.
They don't really have a quarterback. The Raiders don't.
No.
Which is a decent excuse. But I don't think Pierce is the guy for that job.
Yeah, they love it. They love him, though. It's something about they get some pieces around it. They really like the guy.
They all wanted him to be the coach, but I just...
It's an interesting one. Boy, how about the Bills? Can't wait to talk to Brian Munson tomorrow. 30-27. They get it done on a 61-yard field goal.
Wow, I didn't see that.
61 yards to win the game. Allen goes 3 touchdowns. Tua back 2 touchdowns as well. Achane had 1, Tyreek Hill 80 yards, but 61 yarders. 61 yarder gets it done to win that game because the Dolphins had made a comeback. It was 14-3, 14-7 into that quarter. They won the quarter, then the field goal got them.
Yeah, and they're 2-6 right now.
Yeah, buddy, that's a problem. Talking about a couple games that nobody really cares about but matters. The Titans, they beat the Patriots.
Yeah, in overtime. Yeah, and they don't cover because the spread was 3.5. So New England covers that game. What a gross cover.
As we mentioned earlier, the Panthers got it done. Bryce Young in there at quarterback, Derek Carr. Panthers get it done 23-20. Commanders hang on in this game 27-22. They improve to 7-2. Giants go to 2-7. Cardinals in a big way. Wow.
Yep.
29-9 in a big way. Caleb Williams looked terrible again.
Yeah.
And he's hurt.
I mean, that's just a bad spot for the Bears. You and I were right to go on Arizona -1.
Yep.
Arizona's better than 5-4. I do think that.
Eagles continue. They hang on late in this game. They win 28-23. Barkley continues his tear as well, 159 and a touch.
And
that game. Did you see that Matrix type move he made?
Oh, he had the play of the week.
Woo!
He might have had play of the year. I've never seen anything like that.
Nothing. That was
what would you call that?
I don't even know.
Reverse hurdle?
Wicked. I don't even know. That was crazy.
I like what you call it, the Matrix.
The Matrix. It was weird. He's a freak.
Wow.
Athlete. Lions continue to get it done 24-14. They improved to 7-1. There as well. The most entertaining game, by the way. And I know that Puka got kicked out, but holy Rams.
Yeah.
Get it done late in overtime, 26-20. That division, as you look at it, is just stacked. Stacked. The night game last night. Was that the night game? Yeah. Colts, Vikings last night. Your Vikings, hold on.
Yeah.
They look pretty good, by the way.
No,
Sam Darnold tried to give it away a lot, but the Colts thought that was going to jolt them a little bit by putting Flacco. They're still searching for answers.
Yeah, we all love Flacco, but he's getting old. And the Vikings didn't look great.
No, they didn't look great. They need to do. They got it done late. They finally, every time Justin Jefferson got a pass, it was over 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What did he end up with?
I don't know.
Every time they're like, that's his fourth. At one point, they said that's his fourth 20-yard reception.
Wow.
I think he had like 5 or 6 of them.
He had 137 yards.
Look at the average catch. Do you see it on there? Is it on there?
No.
I'm gonna go look because I think his average it was way over 20. Way over 20. Well, it was incredible because every time he touched it, it was like, well, there's another.
It was 19.6.
There you go.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Buffalo has a 4-game lead in their division. Cincinnati's still not out yet. When you look at Pittsburgh, Baltimore 6-2, 6-3, 4-5. They got a much needed win. Houston 2-game lead now 6-3, 4-5. Indy in that one. Chiefs will play tonight. They're 7-0 with the Chargers. Keep and serve. Try to keep that arms linked a little bit. 5-3 in that one. Washington holding a 1-game percentage point lead, 7-2 to 6-2. Dallas in there at 3-5. Detroit and Minnesota. It's right there, man. Look at this. This will be a fun division down the stretch. 7-1, 6-2, 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
And that and one as well. All 3 right now are projected to make the playoffs.
Wow.
Throwing it out there right now. Atlanta, they got the 2-game lead. Big game for Tampa tonight to try to get that to 5-4 and stay 1 game back. But that West, 5-4, 4-4, 4-4, 4-5. Based on percentage points right now, Arizona leads that division.
I should see if there's any bets out there, to make the playoffs because, the Rams being in second, you can maybe get some value. And I think they're for sure going to make the playoffs.
Top 3, bottom 3. What you got? Where we starting at bottom?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do the bottom a lot because I just threw some odd teams. There's so many of them. The Panthers are out there. They're all. Here's what I got. I put Pats 30. Just because I don't even know.
I put Tennessee at 30.
Good. The Titans could be in this. The Panthers could be in this. But I know what I put. I put the Cowboys at 31.
Thank you.
Screwed. I left them in there.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Come at me.
I'm not going to.
They're real. And I got the Saints at the bottom. Put it there. Who cares?
Oh, I just realized I put Tennessee twice on my bottom.
Well,
3.
they're that bad.
All right, yeah.
I put the Saints in there because I put the Saints in there because you can't lose to the Panthers with your actual starting quarterback and their backup guy.
All right, so I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go
Tennessee,
Tennessee 30, New England 31, and Tennessee 32.
Yeah,
That's how
done.
bad,
They're that bad.
Tennessee is. All right, top three. Top three.
Oh boy, I got the Ravens at 3.
I thought about that.
Mine didn't change from last. I get the Ravens at 3.
I think I'm still gonna put Buffalo at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but man, Baltimore does look dangerous.
Yep.
Especially when Derrick Henry's doing his thing.
Yep.
All right,
we got it 2.
I got Kansas City at 2.
Kansas City. I got Kansas City at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, listen, right now, Detroit is my favorite.
I had him in there. It's the second week in a row I've had him in there.
They're gonna win the
Number
Super
1.
Bowl.
Oh,
I'm calling it right now.
I'm not ready to call that yet, but they are good on both sides of the ball.
I feel good calling it.
I'm my only concern. I think they're the best team in the NFL right now. When it comes to later on in this thing is how like they're doing a decent job now of replacing Aiden Hutchinson over there right now. They can't replace that guy.
No.
They got to continue to find exotic ways to get pressure. Okay, that's the only concern I would have right now for those guys.
They're winning the Super Bowl.
Oh boy, there you go. It said it. So all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna do stories that we miss in our daily wager.
More next on the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Shane, yeah, I was going to mention that was hard to watch, man. I don't know if you watched any of the Seattle game. Will or saw it. Missed extra point, and Geno threw a 103-yard pick 6.
I saw he had like 3 picks.
You know, and going to lose that game. Yeah, Smith and Jigba did have 180 and 2 touches.
By the way,
Talk to me, Goose.
my Breeders' Cup
Missed.
weekend was very, very, very bad.
Oh, not one you want to talk about. Don't want to talk about it on the radio.
I got to tweak my system.
No, you need to print out more printouts so we can read them together. Okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Print out more printouts. Come on now. Got more rain coming in today. It's like it hasn't rained here forever. And all of a sudden, it's just going to, like, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Dumping on you. I think the next couple of days rain.
Derek Carr. Okay.
Uh-oh. Here, I love these. Go.
No. I'll wait for stories we missed.
Okay. These are great. Husker hoops now. That's exciting.
Are you going?
I don't know. I got to figure this out. I got to figure it out. I don't know. Plans have changed. Change plans. I don't know.
All right, I got my stories. All right,
fine. I had one story.
I got my daily wager. We're ready to roll.
I do got my daily wager. That is the first show.
Man, you know my buddy Christian, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'll tell you what's the hardest thing in the world is trying to drink with him.
Is that so? You tried to like keep? Is it with like a keep up thing?
Well, not even that. It's just he controls the pace
Oh,
for the group.
Gotcha.
And it is one challenging thing.
So you're feeling it a little bit. Is that what you're giving me?
Not right now.
Not right now.
What do you think? I'm drinking in the morning?
No, you were. No, I'd like to laugh.
You could tell them that I've been from hell and back when the heat is on.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. A few moments left. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday. And now, are you ready? Stories that we missed.
Do you want to do that or daily wager?
Oh, daily wager. That's fine.
I'd
That's
rather
fine. By
do
the way,
daily wager.
coming off the weekend Friday, I hit mine on Friday.
Yep.
LeBron did have a double-double. It was points and assists.
Yep.
Double-double. And I won a little
Yes.
money. It was plus 132.
Yep. So you're now down $20.27.
I broke the streak of losing 2 in a row.
I've been thinking about how we're doing this, and I don't know, maybe it's best. We don't have to. I just thought maybe it's best if we just track overall profit instead of taking the bet off. You know, if that makes sense.
That's fine.
Instead of I don't know if that's what we should do.
I'm going to trust your vision.
I don't know. We'll think about it.
Okay.
So you won. You're now down 20. By the way, we're very close. You're down $20.27. That horse I wanted to bet on Friday did not win.
None did not. That stinks.
So surprising, right? Yeah. All the horses I bet over the weekend are still running. Like that's how bad it was.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't buy a winner.
Gotcha. Well, tonight I'm going to go into the NFL. I'm going to take the Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce tonight. His number's at 61.5 receiving yards. I'm going to take the overs tonight. Minus 115.
Okay.
I got to have something I'm going to watch. If I'm not going to go to the game, I got to have something I'm going to watch.
Yes, right.
You know.
Okay, I'm going to go to college basketball.
Okay, let's go.
I said earlier I really like Baylor tonight. I got to be honest. I don't really have any facts or information to go with this pick. It's more of a feel, you know. It's more of a.
That's okay.
It's just more of that. So I'm going to go Baylor money line tonight.
Baylor money line.
Yeah, plus 210.
Woo!
All right, so we'll win $21 if that hits.
By the way, speaking of college basketball, I just clicked on the Score app. I always check things. They have some updates and stuff like that. There are games being played right now.
Yeah, Charleston.
Well, this is like Crimson Pride versus IUPUI. There's just like games. What is happening?
It's opening day, baby.
Let's go.
Opening day. Yeah, there's an 11 o'clock game, which is actually going to be a pretty good game. Charleston at Southern Illinois. That's in Sioux Falls.
What are they doing?
Sioux Falls is having like a couple games. There's 2 games there today, which is interesting. So
yeah,
I wonder if they're playing at the Pentagon.
I don't know. That'd be awesome if they were. Let's go.
Yes, so there's some decent games.
All right. Cool. Rock some stories that we missed.
Let's rock it. Let's do it. Yes. All right.
The stories we missed. The Morning Hookup.
I know baseball is over, but they handed out some gold gloves yesterday. 14 first-timers are on the list. Guess who's on that list?
Bobby Witt.
Yes, he is. Congratulations, Bobby Witt. First-time gold glove. Bet you probably won a mini.
Yeah.
For him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a full list out there on all the sites if you want to look at them. But yeah, 14 first-time winners this year.
Have you ever seen the movie Bench Warmers?
Oh, yeah. There's 2 of them, too, right? I think there's 2 of them. I've seen both.
Is there 2?
I think there's 2.
Anyways.
Pretty sure.
In the first one, remember there's that guy who joins the other team, and he's like 40. But he hands a piece of paper that says, I'm 10, with basically faking his age. Well, this happened. This is a real story. It's kind of the same thing. A Major League Baseball investigation recently found a top teenage prospect in the Dominican Republic who had verbally agreed to sign with the Padres, falsified his paperwork, and is 5 years older than previously believed.
What?
Yeah, resulting in the agreement being withdrawn. The teenager, who assumed the name Caesar, verbally agreed to sign with the Padres for about $4 million. And come to find out, he's 4 years older than he is. He's actually 19.
Oh,
so that's one way to screw up a $4 million payday.
Wow. I'm looking for some. You got some more?
Go ahead. I got a few more.
Go for it. Rocket. Go.
Well, Jason Kelsey's in the news.
Yeah. Really? What did he do?
Well, he was at Penn State for the Ohio State game, which was a good game, by the way.
Yes, it was a good game.
James Franklin is like the Bo Pelini. Can't win.
Yeah, I know. Boy,
big games.
Yeah, buddy, that's something.
But apparently there was some guy there giving him crap about Jason Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
Travis
Kelsey.
Yes.
Thank you.
There was a derogatory name calling.
Yes.
About his brother.
That's right.
And dating Taylor Swift. And the guy, by the way, this gentleman, or I'm like, call him a gentleman. No way. This person was recording this entire episode.
And he threw the guy's phone on the floor.
Yeah, he spiked it.
I wonder if you have to pay for the phone after
I don't
that.
know. That's a baited situation. That's, I guess, a lesson. I don't know. It's really tough in those situations to control yourself. Kelsey just lost it a minute, man.
Derek Carr is in the news. He has broke history. He's made history, Hooks.
Oh,
Not the type of history you want.
nope.
He has become the first quarterback in NFL history to lose to 31 different franchises in his career.
Oh my gosh.
He's
That's
lost to
terrible.
31 teams.
That is sad.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as Jimmy Garoppolo, who
Yeah.
nobody knows where he's playing right now.
Yeah, that's bad. Speaking of college football, I think tomorrow they are going to first playoff polls coming out.
Ooh,
Tomorrow. They'll unveil that.
wow. Interesting.
Let's see where teams fall, where the Big Ten falls in that. Penn State suffering that loss. Ohio State going there, keeping their hopes alive to make the title, and Indiana continue to roll.
They're legit. aren't they?
Oregon solidifies their spot right now.
Yeah. One of the weirdest games over the weekend was Minnesota at Illinois. Minnesota was favored in that game, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
They won the
But
game.
Vegas knows.
They're bowl eligible, by the way.
Vegas knows. They actually have a pretty decent defense.
They're bowl eligible.
But it's funny how you don't really hear about them. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
They're 6-2, I think.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that incredible?
nobody's really talking about them.
Not at all. Well, they're just not. They're not. It's not flashy enough
Yeah.
because there's so many other Big Ten national stories at the top, right? When you talk about Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State,
Yep.
even the struggles of Michigan are more highlighted. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what a Monday! We survived, everybody. We got the Monday done. No more Mondays, okay?
No
It's a-
more Mondays.
Well, you know what I mean. No, just don't have any more Mondays. It's a bye week, so enjoy your time today. Enjoy everything that's going on a Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you on a Tuesday.